poems about reflections, which you can take as both reflections in a mirror and thinking getting below the surface. Vineyard Twilight with a Guitar. This was actually my first published poem. It's from 1977. Beach grass combs the tangled wind in rhythms subtle as an aftersigh, while we, oh we, who stretch and watch the gulls skim noiseless patterns, light as air, descend voluptuous harmonies. Plucked chords of being resound, and tell me why this moment, caught like a perfect bubble on the lifting tide, cannot be multiplied, but floats out perfect, leaving us replete, unsatisfied. Silences. This is actually in your programs, but please don't look at them. Dinner at the Hotel Adlon, Berlin, 1936. One of the people who reads these, who is a social relations professor, came up to me and said, "This is so great. It's all about how relations don't work." And I said, "Well, yeah, partly, but really it's about the coming of the Nazis." This is not the silence of things growing. Moist, dark, rich earth stirred by attentive grubs, roots wriggling with promise, a spume of dung and pollen on the air. It is the sound of ice, the polar ice cap, sterile as salt, angular as hip bones. The gaps in our conversation grind, shift, freeze to the wind. We are all blades and edges, light bounce from crystal, brilliant and blank as gemstones. Beneath our table talk, a glacier heaves. Guide to Pompeii. Uncovering that city, Victorian diggers hacked its pink murals, battered with spades, rose phallic appliques, shocked by that nether itch, the thick red bulging lividness of life, while plaster mysteries spoke psalms to them, unfit to sense that painted prayers draped frenzy. Traveler, note well, in every villa's light and echoed same, the musk of older soil, an alien strain. Bright frescoed gods gaze down, eternal, strange, not vain divinities of appetite. Lines written on a Day of Atonement. In the Jewish service for the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, there's a line that occurs that says you can always return by prayer and repentance because God desires sinners to live and not their death. Part of this poem is a play on that. Mostly the dead cooperate. They keep out of the way. They do not thrust frail stocking trousered legs in outmoded shoes from old burials into my aisles, or cluster in groups by corners of my living room, behind the plump couch or carved walnut card table, peering over my shoulder as I scan the late papers. 2- and 4-footed, they know their place, avert their bad breath, observe the usual non-competes, except when strange voices insinuate themselves between the cocktail talk. Far night tires squeal like rubber on linoleum. A worn, familiar face ducks through revolving doors again, or moves past the repeating intersection. I turn, but can't return, hearing my lost dog pace behind. Find nothing but these companions with dry, seamed lips, clutching square purses, fists jammed in jacket pockets, watching to see how I turn out.